How's it going, y'all? This is Peyton, CEO, founder, and owner of Wingett Strength. I hope everybody had a fantastic New Year and Christmas and holiday season. Um, this is the second episode of season 1. Well, let's dive in. What is Wingett Strength? Wingett Strength is all about turning from boy into man, and what that means is that we are not the place where the average Joe goes to or works for. Whenever that we have a problem whenever that there is a teamwork problem on our staff, the way that we set our problems is we close down the shop for the day, so that everybody who has beef with a certain person or whatever that's on the team, we call it it's team bonding, but we like to settle it with our gloves and our minds and our knowledge, not words. So we like to settle our beef and squash a beef through sparring. So in a way, we're also still training. And how we start that sparring session is that we are maxing out on deadlifting, squatting, and benching, all before we kill each other in the ring, just to squash some beef. We are one of those operations where we are training every single day, 24/7, 365 days of the year.
Hér í Wingett Strength allt hvernig við getum verið betri á hverjum dag og vinna saman til að vera frábær. Við förum í morgunmat með auðjálfum og rætum auðjálfum og lífmarka. Allir eru fyrir hvort annað hér.
Through hard work, you stand your ground, you fight for what you believe in, all through perseverance. Name one person that was not successful when hardship was upon them. They fought through it through perseverance, and also they stood their ground on what they fought for and what they believed in. For example, Michael Jordan. Here's another one. Tarantino. Nikola Tesla. Scottie Pippen. Jackie Robinson. All the greats. You don't think that they had hardships, and yet they still fought and stood their ground through perseverance. This is so just giving you a little background on who I am. So I grew up in a village in the northwest suburbs of Illinois, USA. I am 28 years old, and my parents put a guardianship on me. So I am a ward of the state. And they first didn't do this when it was recommended by another adult back when I was 17, about to graduate high school. And this is all because I was doing I wasn't always smart with my money, which I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that with everybody. at first, you know, but again, like, I was fucking 17 years old. Name one 17-year-old that's actually smart with their money. It's very rare to find somebody who is 17 years old or younger who is very, very smart with their financials.
Ef þú vilt einn fulla vikna rannsókn athuga Instagram mín yfir @Wingett. Svartsauður fjölskyldunar sá sem mest ummetinn af fjölskyldunni sem verður geit fjölskyldunar.
So just if you don't know what a guardianship is basically what. So basically, I have to ask permission to even access a reasonable sum of my own earnings. So I go to work every single day. Right, and I'm 20 years old and I have to ask mommy and daddy for a portion of his own earnings. So, and this is all in the middle as I'm trying to build my business up. So, so here's some events that happened over the years. 10 years old, I got shot in the back of my neck for standing up for my own family.
Vinnur hæfileikni hæfileikni ekki vinnur harfitt. Sá eina sem getur bjargað eigin afspeiling.
At 14, as a freshman of high school, I got mixed in the wrong crowd just because of everything that was happening at home. So my parents saw worth more in my sisters just because they were quote unquote normal and don't have a mental disability. Where I actually do have autism.
Egar hugsan heldur að þú gerir eina 40% af hæfni líkamans.
But that obviously has not stopped me. I'm living my life the best way I can. And I try to live for the moment because tomorrow is not guaranteed. It is not promised. Yesterday is history. At 15, well, at 14, 15 is when I got hit by a truck going 45 to 50 miles per hour while I was on a mountain bike just simply crossing the street. And he was also speeding. And both my parents and I suffered for that, all because he didn't look what he was doing or pay attention to what he was doing.
Gilt að skilja arfleifi aftan að bletslína getur verið stoltur af að vera hvernig að nálægja
By the time I was 16 years old, I became a household name in high school and throughout the local districts. By 17, I became a household name in the state because of my success in sports. So, we didn't win any state titles in basketball yet, but like, my first game as a rookie, we lost by like 20 points or whatever. The final score was like 45-50 to 30-35. I scored the first 25 points of the first game. Year 2, by the second year was when I earned the MVP award back to back. By year 3, I was one of the top contenders in the state of Illinois for basketball. By year 4, I was the leader in scoring for the first 3 years. And I was also the team captain. And I was also like, I wasn't the team captain or anything, but I was the team enforcer. So like, meaning if anybody on the opposing teams wanted to fuck with one of my teammates, they had to deal with me first before they even got to deal with it. Before they even got to any of my teammates.
Þegar þú vaknar í keppni ekki bara gegn öðrum mikilvægari í keppni við sjálfum.
For example, there's been a few times on the court where the bigger opponent was always picking on one of my teammates who was 5'5", and this dude was like 6'3", you know, and he basically stopped as soon as I body slammed him on the ground as I stole the ball away from him. Just so that my teammate can score. And yes, it was a teammate that was getting paid on by the bigger bitch.
Að betra að vera strítur í gardinum og vera gardarmatur á bardarbortum.
By the time that college came, I was in community college for like 3 years, just because of the stupid program that they had for special ed high school programs, when I wasn't really learning anything. The only time I learned anything was more like when I was going up, like, wherever the fuck I please in that day or in that moment. And, you know, not school or anything, but the fucking world was teaching me shit. And on top of it, too, is that I received a D1 or D3, something like that, to run at Elmhurst for track, because they needed some fast sprinters. And I've also would have played basketball there too. But guess who? But like both my parents thought it was very unrealistic just because other teachers wrote down, oh, he never brings pencils to class. When where like if you're actually in the class, the hardest thing that was tested was something like Rick and Morty went on the school bus. It took him 8 minutes to arrive to school. At what they left the house at this time. What time did they arrive to class? You know, just some retarded bullshit that makes no fucking sense.
Hvernig myndir eta einhver lítur og taka at ef eru foreldrar setja í umskipti ert bara að reyna að gera at í lífi?
By 2021, was when I got the opportunity to be a professional weightlifter. As I was trying to continue with that, parents stopped me just because they were worried. Again, I was 25 when I got that weightlifting opportunity. 25, and parents say like I couldn't go just because it was unrealistic, just because I didn't know what kilos to pounds conversion was. The fuck does that mean? I can't fucking learn a new shit. By the time that I was going on and off on signing up with and studying inside the real world was when this shit started happening. And here's the kicker. They never told me about it. They told one of the boys' father, who told me about it. And when I confronted them about it, they lied about it all. And this past March, my bank gets frozen. And they claim that they didn't know anything about it. And it's even when that they put in the fucking court order to do so. When this was first brought to my attention, they posed it as insurance purposes only. Just because, like, when you hit 26, normally you're off of mom and dad's insurance. I'm a fucking grown-ass man. I'm fully capable of doing whatever normal, everyday society people can do, if not more. Do you know how many fucking US presidents that had mental disabilities that was way worse than mine was? At least like 5 of them. 2 of them is Abraham Lincoln and Winston Churchill.
Matrixin hefur rást á mig. Rást fyrst á takt þess fyrir að vera raunverulegt. Hvað gerir að munu ekki komið á eftir
Just in case you're wondering why, like, on how the women's UFC division got in, that's because Ronda Rousey convinced Dana White to put a women's division in the UFC. Ronda Rousey grew up watching fucking Dragon Ball Z, and I used to watch Dragon Ball Z too. I'm sure most kids grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. The thing about Dragon Ball Z I do like the most, just because it kind of represents in life, is that every single character in that show has its own special gifts and power. But they're training and learning how to use that special gift and power, chasing after the same goal. Doesn't everybody has their own? Doesn't everybody on planet Earth, all the way from the first world countries to the second world countries, all the way to the West? Name one person that was born on planet Earth and that's not a fucking creature that came from a flying saucer or whatever, that does not have their own special gift or power. Name one.
Ég verð hægt næsta almennri hvinur númer 1 bara fyrir að vera raunverulegt og raunverulegt G ef þú heldur auðvitað ekki. Hvart allra skurringu auðvitað fyrir að vera dauta margsinnum byrjast frá ungum aldri og nefni einn allra ástæða af hverju ég berjast fyrir frelsi hvernig stjórnarðu annars mann.
By the way, to all the boys and germs that's in fucking middle school to high school, into all the adults out there. If y'all want to feel fly, if y'all want to smell fresh and fly, if you're trying to get that bitch into bed with you, head over to Sweet and Rain Body Scrubs. One of the best scrubs that is on the market. It's my sister's company. It's my sister's company. It's one of the best soaps that your money can buy. I'm gonna put the link and shit in the description. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Back to the show. Yeah, dude, like, this is just unfortunate what the shit I'm dealing with right now. The fact, and like, here's the thing. If you look up like, in a way though, too, like, they gave me up when I was still a minor. So, and yet, whenever you ask them, they'll say, like, oh, we just want what's best for him, like, X, Y, and Z, right? But their actions tell me a different story. And let me guys ask you this, true or false? Does actions speak louder than words? Does action speak louder than words? Oh, here's the thing about Wingett strength. We don't allow, like, the woke will not be accepted. If you ask me what my pronouns are, they are Vi and King. Or my pronouns are Snoop and Peyton.
Tilbúnir fyrir sögu á kínverjsku 2025. Allar fyrri framstæringur virtast eins og öatværi göngur í gardinum samanborið við öetta nýja kafla.
And, like, woke people are the reason that woke people in the LGBTQ community is the reason why we have a spiritual battle worse than ever in the times that we're dealing with right now. What, like, exposing your bodies in public where there's kids present and everything is all work from the devil. And if y'all don't want to believe me about that, you can pick up the Bible yourself and fucking read it. You dumb cunts. God.
Atverður fjandans ár.
I'm not too worried about this whole thing though, just because I know I'm gonna win and get my freedom back. And two, I know that karma's gonna catch up to them sooner or later. And three, they're gonna realize like how much that they fucked up because, well, they lost their only son who carries both of their legacies and their last names.
Minnitnýttafert 2025.
If y'all want to blame me for it, that's fine. But like, how would you feel if your parents did that to you? And my mom thinks that I'm dangerous to my own person and others only because the only time I think of very dark shit that is like when people are harming my loved ones. Like if you're harming my brother, I'm gonna kill you. If you're harming my girl, I'm gonna kill you. If you're harming both my sisters and my parents despite everything that my parents put me through, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And here's another thing. Isn't that like something good to have? Because as part of a man's role and function is to be the protector. And isn't that a protector's quality? So how in the fuck am I dangerous to my own self and others when the only time I think about killing people is when they're harming my loved ones? Think about it. Just before we wrap everything up, today's sponsor is Sweet and Rain Body Scrubs, the best scrubs that you can find in the market, the best scrubs and soap that your money can buy. So instead of buying all this shit that has nothing but dog shit in it, that's really bad for your skin and health, these scrubs are homemade by my sister, and she sends me on how she makes it. Nothing but something that you get in your fucking pantry that she's making this shit with. And how much shit that's in your pantry that you can heal yourself with. and it's also good with everyday functions, or whatever the case is. I would like to also sponsor Cohiba cigars. These these cigars are one of my personal favorites, just because like it's very, very smooth. And these are the yellow Cohibas, so I believe they come from the Dominican Republic. I'm not too sure, but if anybody can fact check that for me, that'll be great, and leave it in the comments. Oh, and before I log off, if y'all have any ideas on what topics I can discuss, drop in the comments, and whatever ideas you have will be for future references for episodes. So that'll also help me a lot with it all. And two, I also want to give the people what they want. If y'all want to stay updated, make sure you smash and fuck that subscribe button, tickle me Elmo the like button, and share to all the other hoes out there. So, thanks you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one.
Viljið halda eftir á ferðinni, skaltu vissa að þú vildir og skiptir fylgja og deila.